My child, pause everything right now and give me your full attention, because this moment carries a weight you cannot yet measure. You did not come across these words by chance. Your eyes are reading this because I have something urgent to tell you, something your soul needs to hear before another day passes in uncertainty. There is a person already moving toward your life at this very moment, guided by my direction and my perfect timing. I need you to understand what is happening in the unseen realm while your days seem ordinary. If you believe that good things should be shared, you can support me through the link in the comments. Every contribution you make is not just help, but also a blessing that allows me to continue spreading love, hope, and positivity to more people. I know you have wondered whether I still see you, whether I am still working for you when your prayers seem to echo into silence and doors stay closed longer than you expected. I know you have learned to hope quietly because disappointment has taught you to guard your heart. You no longer speak certain prayers out loud. You no longer allow yourself to imagine certain outcomes. The waiting has made you careful, and I understand why. But hear me clearly now. While you were learning to survive the silence, while you were trying to accept delays that went beyond your understanding, I was already placing someone into position through situations you cannot see, along paths you do not know, because I had already decided that this season of your life would not last forever. If this speaks to your heart, let me know by typing Amen in the comments below. Do not treat this message like just another piece of content passing through your feed. What I am revealing to you now is about something already set in motion before your confusion even began, before you formed the prayer, before loneliness found words, before you even understood what was missing. I had already started preparing an answer that carries life and presence into your story. Someone has been assigned, and whether you recognize it immediately or slowly, my hand has already touched their journey in connection with yours. You believe that because no sign appeared, nothing was being prepared. But my child, I do not begin moving only after you cry out. I begin long before your lips form the words. I knew the emptiness that would come to you before you admitted it to yourself. I knew which questions would rise during the nights when you looked strong on the outside but felt tired within. I knew which burdens would become too heavy to carry alone, and because I knew, I did not wait for your desperation to reach a breaking point. I chose this person before your prayer left your mouth. I set the timing before your understanding could catch up with my plan. This is why you must stop believing that heaven only reacts after pain becomes unbearable. I move with wisdom you cannot measure. I prepare from places your vision cannot reach. The answer I formed did not begin when your struggle grew stronger. It began when you were still unaware that one day you would need what I had already chosen to send. And what makes this sacred is that what I prepared is not just an event or a sudden situation, but an answer carried in human form. Because sometimes what I release into a life must arrive through someone who carries exactly what the season needs. Many people miss my answers because they wait for thunder when I choose to send footsteps. They look for supernatural signs while ignoring natural arrivals. They expect miracles to appear dramatically, yet often my greatest works come quietly, wearing faces that do not immediately show why they matter. Listen carefully. Not every divine answer shines when it first appears. Not every miracle comes with obvious celebration. Sometimes what you have been praying for enters through a simple conversation, through an unexpected reconnection, through a presence so ordinary that only spiritual awareness notices the difference. This is why many people watch blessings pass by, judging too quickly what did not seem extraordinary enough. But I tell you now, some miracles come dressed in everyday moments. Some turning points begin through simple introductions. Some of the most important changes I create start in moments people almost overlook because they expected something louder. Do not assume that because something looks simple, it cannot be sacred. I have hidden powerful answers inside moments that seemed ordinary until time revealed what my hand had done. The face of what I send may not match the image you built from fear, memory, or imagination, but my purpose does not weaken just because it looks familiar. There is mystery in what I am saying, because you may already know this person without understanding why your spirit keeps noticing them. You may meet them soon without understanding why the timing feels unusually meaningful. You may hear from someone again after a long silence and wonder why the moment feels heavier than coincidence. Share this message if you believe in divine timing. I tell you this because heaven marks certain crossings long before human memory recognizes them. There are meetings I arrange before either person understands why the path exists. There are names I keep in silence until the right moment comes. There are people whose journeys seem completely separate until one moment shows that their path and your path were always leading toward a meeting designed by me. So do not assume that because someone belongs to your past, they cannot return with new purpose. Do not assume that because someone feels unfamiliar, they cannot carry something deeply connected to your future. I control timing in ways you cannot predict. I know how to protect what matters until your soul is ready to receive it without damaging it through fear or rushing. This is why I warn you now. Do not dismiss too quickly anyone entering your life just because you learned caution from past wounds. I know why you guard your heart. I know betrayal taught you distance. I know disappointment trained you to pull back before hope rises too high. I know your mind compares every new moment to what once hurt you. But if you judge every arrival through the lens of past pain, you may fail to recognize what is entering under my permission. I am not telling you to trust blindly. I am telling you to stay spiritually aware. There are times when major changes arrive disguised as simple meetings, simple words, and simple opportunities. The danger is that wounded memory often labels everything as ordinary before discernment has time to truly listen. Yet many of the greatest changes I bring begin quietly before their importance becomes clear. A single conversation can shift direction. One meeting can unlock what delay has hidden. A person can carry a key you did not even know was missing. This is why you must not rush to close your heart where I may be opening something. What I send in this season is connected to more than surface comfort. This person carries a connection to healing, to clarity, to protection, or to breakthrough in ways you do not yet fully understand. That does not mean they replace me. It means I sometimes use people to deliver what a season requires. There are moments when healing comes because someone speaks truth where silence stayed too long. There are moments when direction appears because someone confirms what your spirit struggled to express. There are moments when protection arrives because I place wisdom near you before danger fully reveals itself. There are moments when breakthrough begins because someone carries access, perspective, or peace that shifts what has been stuck. Let me be clear about what this arrival may bring, because I want you to recognize it when it happens. This person may bring clarity to confusion that has clouded your thinking for months. They may carry a perspective that helps you see a situation in a way you could not see on your own. They may offer wisdom that untangles decisions you have been afraid to make. They may give confirmation that what you sensed in your spirit was not imagination, but my voice guiding you toward truth. Sometimes what they bring is not advice, but presence. Not answers, but companionship that reminds you that you do not have to carry everything alone. Sometimes their greatest gift is not what they say, but how their steadiness helps calm your own shaking foundation. Sometimes what matters most is not their words, but their willingness to witness your struggle without judgment, creating a safe space where shame once kept you alone. There are arrivals that bring practical help you have been too tired or too proud to ask for. Arrivals that bring resources exactly when those resources were running out. Arrivals that open doors you did not know existed because you had stopped searching for a way out of situations that felt permanent. Arrivals that bring introductions to other people, other opportunities, and other paths that change your entire direction. And sometimes what they bring is confrontation that feels uncomfortable but necessary. Truth that challenges patterns you have defended. Questions that push you to examine what you believed could not change. Accountability that disrupts comfort zones that have kept you stuck in familiar struggles. Do not reject correction just because it does not feel comforting. Some of the most loving things I send come wrapped in challenge, not ease. The point is this. What I send through this person will match exactly what your season needs, and your role is not to figure it out immediately. Your role is to stay aware enough to notice when something deeper than coincidence is happening. You have prayed for change many times without realizing that part of what you asked for would come through connection, through encounters, through people I placed along your path. This is why I speak carefully now, because what I release may first look ordinary until its impact begins to unfold. Let me tell you how this person may appear so you do not miss them. They may come as someone who asks you a question that makes you pause and think differently about something you thought was settled. They may arrive as someone whose story reflects your own in ways that feel deeply familiar, creating understanding where you once felt alone. They may show up as someone who offers help you never asked for, but truly needed. They may appear as someone whose presence brings unexpected calm into chaos you have been handling alone. Sometimes this arrival looks like someone returning to your life after years of distance, and this time the conversation goes deeper than before. Sometimes it looks like a stranger whose simple words stay with you for days. Sometimes it looks like someone you have known casually suddenly becoming important because the season has changed, and what they now carry matches what you need. I need you to understand that divine appointments do not always feel divine at the moment. They often feel normal, natural, even random. But nothing is random in my kingdom. Every meaningful conversation has been arranged. Every reconnection with purpose has been timed. Every new introduction that will shift something has been prepared long before you meet or speak. This is why spiritual awareness matters more than emotional reaction. Your emotions will tell you to judge everything based on past experience. Your emotions will push you to decide quickly based on first impressions. But I am asking you to engage your spirit, not just your feelings, to notice what resonates beyond the surface, to pay attention to what settles in your soul after the moment passes, not just what you feel right away. And now let me answer the question forming in your mind. Why did this help not come sooner? The answer is simple. Earlier, you would not have understood it in the right way. If certain people had entered your life while your heart was still shaped by past pain, you might have resisted what you are now ready to receive. If it had come earlier, you might have judged through fear what was meant for healing. You might have seen truth as a threat, wisdom as an interruption, kindness as something suspicious, or support as unnecessary because your soul was not ready to understand its value. Timing protects understanding. Some gifts only become clear after certain inner changes have already taken place. Earlier versions of you carried reactions that would have distorted what I intended. You still had lessons unfinished, wounds still fresh, and attachments still strong. So I waited, not because I forgot, but because waiting allowed you to become ready. Many delays exist to prevent misunderstanding what arrives too soon. If you are beginning to see this truth, show it by sharing in the comments what this message means to you. And if I had sent this later, you might have missed help at the exact time your season requires it. There are pressures ahead you cannot fully see yet, and I send support before certain burdens become too heavy. If wisdom comes too late, confusion grows. If comfort comes too late, exhaustion hardens. If direction comes too late, wrong paths become stronger. This is why precise timing matters more than dramatic appearance, because exact timing often shows more care than spectacle ever could. You often focus first on appearance, how something looks, how someone sounds, whether it matches your expectation, but I look deeper. Does this fit what your season needs? Does this arrive at the right moment for your heart? Does this carry what your current chapter requires? That is how I measure. What fits your soul matters more than what first impresses your eyes. Understand this clearly. I send people in specific seasons because each season carries a different purpose. Your growth requires different kinds of support at different times. Some people stay long. Some appear briefly. Some return when you least expect it. Some speak once and leave a lasting impact. Do not measure importance only by how long someone stays. Measure it by what changes inside you after the encounter. My child, listen carefully, because what I am about to say can protect you from overlooking what I have placed before you. Do not judge too quickly what enters your life, just because it does not immediately match what you expected. Human hearts often decide within moments, forming opinions from appearances before true understanding has time to develop. You have learned to decide quickly what feels safe and what feels uncertain, but not everything ordinary should be dismissed, and not everything unfamiliar should be ignored. Sometimes your first impression is shaped more by past memories than by present truth, more by what once hurt you than by what I am doing now. Do not let first impressions alone decide what deserves no further attention, because many times what I send enters quietly, and only patience reveals its meaning. You expect my work to be obvious right away. You expect instant certainty, instant recognition, and instant emotional confirmation. But I do not always work that way. I often send through people who do not appear extraordinary, because I know how easily the eye becomes distracted by appearance and misses what truly matters. If everything I sent looked impressive, people would begin trusting appearances more than discernment. So I allow my work to arrive in simple ways, where only those who take time can sense what is not immediately visible. The person may seem ordinary. The moment may feel simple. yet within it can be something carefully placed by my hand. Do not forget how many times in your life I have used unexpected things to accomplish what later became deeply important. There were times when answers came from directions you never expected. There were seasons when help arrived through people you never imagined would matter. There were moments when one quiet conversation carried more truth than louder signs you were waiting for. I do not limit my work to what fits your imagination. I know how to send through what pride might overlook, through what fear might underestimate, and through what wounded expectations might ignore. That is why you must stay open long enough to let true understanding grow before judgment closes the door. Sometimes answers arrive without clear signs because not every answer is meant to impress immediately. Some must unfold slowly, so your spirit learns to recognize true value instead of chasing dramatic signs. Many people look only for what shines, only for what feels instantly powerful. Yet some of the deepest changes I create begin so quietly that only later do you realize how important the beginning truly was. A person may enter without any announcement. A conversation may begin without intensity. A presence may feel calm instead of overwhelming. Yet what seems simple can still carry purpose. This is why quick dismissal becomes dangerous when you assume meaning must always come with obvious signs. And here is what matters most. The arrival I have spoken about matches exactly where you are right now, because I do not send anything without purpose. I know whether your need in this moment is comfort, wisdom, healing, direction, or quiet reassurance. I know where your thoughts grow heavy at night. I know where past disappointments still shape your expectations. I know where hidden exhaustion makes you question whether anything new can truly happen. I know where your strength remains and where you feel fragile even when you say nothing. Because I know what I send fits your season with perfect accuracy. This is why timing matters more than appearance. What seems ordinary may actually fit perfectly because I measure by need, not by image. Some people stay long and build strong foundations. Some appear briefly and deliver one important message. Some remain quietly near you while carrying deep purpose through simple presence. Do not measure meaning by how long someone stays. Measure it by what changes within you after the encounter. Sometimes one conversation in the right moment can change everything because it arrived exactly when your heart needed what they carried. And because my timing is precise, what seems ordinary now may later become one of the clearest signs that I knew exactly what your soul needed before you could even explain it. So I will say this one last time. Do not let past pain decide too quickly. Do not let first impressions formed in seconds override what deeper understanding may reveal with time. Not everything important announces itself immediately. Not everything meaningful looks extraordinary at first. Some of the most important people I send into your life will enter so naturally that you may almost miss how special the moment truly is. But if you stay spiritually aware, if you give space for truth to unfold beyond what you first see, if you allow yourself to observe without rushing to conclusions, then what I have already set in motion will become clear in its time. The person I mentioned at the beginning is real. The movement has already started. The timing is unfolding exactly as planned. Your part is simple. Stay open. Stay aware. Do not rush to judge based on first impressions. Do not dismiss what appears just because it is different from what you expected. Give space for my work to reveal itself. Trust that I know what I am doing, even when it looks different from what you imagined. And when the moment comes, when you feel in your spirit that something about an encounter carries more meaning than coincidence can explain, remember these words. Remember that I told you someone was coming. Remember that I prepared both the person and the timing long before you knew you would need them. Remember that I was already working while you were still wondering if you had been forgotten. If this message has touched your heart, do something now. Type "Yes, Lord" in the comments so I know you received what was meant for you today. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who has been waiting and questioning whether anything is changing, share this with them. Let them know their waiting season is about to shift, because this is not just information. This is confirmation. This is me telling you clearly that what felt delayed was actually perfectly timed. What felt uncertain was already decided. What felt impossible is already in motion. I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned what I promised. I have simply been waiting for the exact moment when everything I prepared could be received the way it was meant to be received. That moment is now. The person is moving. The answer is forming. The breakthrough is closer than you think. Stay aware. Stay ready. Stay believing, because very soon you will see with your own eyes what I have been arranging behind the silence. And when you do, you will understand why everything had to happen exactly as it did. I love you. I see you. I know what you have been carrying, and I am about to show you that none of your waiting was wasted. Everything is about to make sense. Trust me a little longer. The arrival is near. Take a deep breath and believe. Your season is changing right now.